Hello students, welcome back to another English video lesson. This is the first video for your grammar lesson number 2 for the students of class 8. Our lesson number 2 is parts of speech, nouns. The definition of noun. Noun is a name of a person, place, animal or thing. Generally, in the elementary classes, we have learnt that noun is a naming word. So every object, every person, every place that has a name is a noun. Example of person: boy, girl, Mohan, Neelam, etc. Examples for places: well, dock, Delhi, shop, etc. Example of animals: dog, cat, Tuffy, etc. Example for things: flower, car, rose, house, etc. So everything and anything around you is a noun. Now, noun can be further divided into different types. The ones prescribed in your grammar books are proper noun, common noun, collective noun, abstract noun, countable noun, uncountable noun. We shall deal with these different types of nouns separately, but let us see it in a quick glance in this slide. Proper nouns are the names of proper animals, places, things or person. Italy, Asim, Taj Mahal. Common noun are the names of general places, animals, things or persons. Example: girl, country, book. Collective noun, as the title only suggests, noun which are present in collection and they're given a particular name. For example, pack, class, gang. Abstract noun. Abstract means something that cannot be touched, seen or held. It can only be felt. So those feelings are called abstract noun: beauty, wisdom, health. Countable noun, as the name suggests, those numbers of things or places or people or animals that can be counted are called countable noun. And opposite to that is the uncountable noun. The things, animals, places or persons that cannot be counted are called uncountable noun. Let us deal with them separately. A proper noun always begins with a capital letter, even if it is in the middle of a sentence. And it is the special name or a particular name of a person, place, animal or thing. Examples we have already seen. Definition of common noun. These are the general names of person, places, animals or things, and they do not begin with a capital letter. The differences I shall show you. Here is a list of proper noun and here is a list of common noun. Asim is the name of a particular boy. Neha is the name of a particular girl. Italy is the name of a country in the world. Hamlet is the name of a book. And Jerry is the name of a cartoon character, a mouse. So these names are special. They are in the category of proper noun. However, boy could be any boy. Girl could be referred to any girl. Country, there are hundreds of countries in the world and we could be talking about any. Book, any book can be mentioned here, and mouse could be any mouse. So without the proper name, these common nouns are just general names of people, places, things and animals. Now, some common noun and proper noun depend to which category they belong according to their usage. Means we have to see in a sentence how a noun is being used in order to understand whether they are proper noun or they are common noun. For example, in this sentence, the principal will address the assembly. So if I'm talking about this sentence, and if it is being talked about in a school, then we are perhaps referring to a particular principal or a special principal that we already know about. The principal will address the assembly. Coming to the next sentence, there is a meeting of principals of all schools. There is no special principal mentioned here. All the principals common to all the schools will be coming. So in the first sentence, we know which principal we are referring to because perhaps we know in which context it is being used. Hence, we use the word principal with a capital P. But in the second sentence, the principals that we are talking about is common to all the schools and we are not pointing them out in particular. Collective noun, we know the definition. It denotes a collection of things and the examples are bunch, battery, swarm, fleet. I'm having a list of collective nouns for you. This is very important, students. Please go through it and learn it. A band of musicians, a host of angels, a flock of sheep, a pride of lions, a batch of bread, a hand of bananas, a harvest of wheat. So, for your convenience, I have divided these collective nouns into list of persons, animals and things. When we see photographs, a single photograph is just a photograph, but a collection of photographs is called an album of photographs. In the same way, one poem is a poem, but if we have a collection of many poems, it is called an anthology of poems. In the same way, there is fish and there are fishes, but if there are groups of fishes, we call them a catch of fish or a school of fish. Similarly, we see a crow, singular. There are many crows, but if there are groups of crows, we call them a mother of crows. These are collective nouns. Please go through the entire list and try to learn them. Abstract noun, as we have already discussed, an abstract noun denotes a non-physical entity, means something that cannot be touched. Example, bravery, honesty, intelligence, goal. These exist but cannot be touched. These are called abstract nouns. Coming to countable noun, as we have already mentioned, countable noun simply means the names of those things which can be counted. For example, ball, tree, cow, city, pen. Uncountable nouns, those things which cannot be counted. For example, bravery, milk, sand, expanse. Now here's a list of some countable and some uncountable nouns. Countable noun, tree, bottle, building, flower, car. Uncountable noun, water, salt, milk, sand, sadness. One interesting thing to note here, sadness is abstract noun as well and it is uncountable noun as well. Hence, we understand that a noun not necessarily belongs to one type. It can very well be of more than one type. For example, sadness is an abstract noun and it is uncountable as well. Swarm of bees. Swarm is a collective noun and it is also uncountable. So a type of noun is more defined by the usage than the word itself. In the earlier slides in this video, I explained you decide which is a noun while reading a sentence and you decide which category the noun belongs to according to the usage of that word in the sentence. For example, the Marines is a specialized group of armed forces. Here the Marines stand for the proper noun. But if the same word we use as this operation was carried out by Marines, it becomes common noun. You have to understand how the noun is being used in a sentence and then it can be categorized according to it. Noun case. Now, depending on the usage of the noun in a sentence, a noun can be divided into three cases: the nominative case, the objective case, and the possessive case. Nominative case. Before we go back and understand this, you have to recollect what you have learned about sentences. We know that sentences is a group of words which make complete sense, and a sentence has a subject and a predicate. Now, subject is that part of the sentence that is spoken about or whom we are referring to, and predicate contains the verb, and it is that part of the sentence which explains what the subject is doing or what is being spoken about the subject. Now, coming back to nominative case of a noun. In a sentence, when the noun acts like the subject of the verb, then it becomes in the nominative case. For example, Rohan played a game. What is the subject of the sentence? Rohan. Hence, Rohan, which is a noun and the subject of this sentence, this noun is existing in the nominative case. We'll go through more examples in the exercises to understand it better. Coming to objective case. When the noun becomes a direct object of the verb, that means the verb is acting upon a noun object, then it becomes a objective case. For example, Rohan played a game. Game here is a noun and the verb is acting upon. What did Rohan play? Play is the verb and it is acting upon an object. The object is game and this object is also a noun. And if the noun exists as an object of the verb, it becomes the objective case. Coming to possessive case. Possession means belongingness or ownership. We use apostrophe s at the end of a word to show belongingness. For example, if I say, Ritu's book is on the table. Ritu is a girl, name of a person, it is a noun, and she owns a book or she is the owner of a book. Hence, Ritu's book. In the same way, if I say, Pam kitten. Suppose I want to say Pam has a pet kitten and this is the kitten belonging to Pam. So I will say Pam's kitten. Apostrophe s. It is not plural, it is apostrophe s. While pronouncing, we are not able to pronounce the apostrophe s but while writing we must use that apostrophe to show that we are using the possessive case. So now we have understood a noun case is of three types: nominative case, when the noun is the subject of the word; objective case, when the noun is the object of the verb; and possessive case, when the noun is used to show ownership or possession of something, and it is expressed by using apostrophe s. Nouns can be easily changed into verbs and adjectives. How? Let us see. I'm taking an example. Abstract nouns can be formed from verbs and adjectives. Behavior. It is an abstract noun and it has the root word behave, which is actually a verb. In the same way, true is an adjective, but we can change it into truth and it becomes an abstract noun. So a word can have different forms and we have to make slight changes to understand how to change it into noun or verb or adjective. So far, this is your lesson. In our next lesson, we shall check out the textual exercises and understand the lesson in greater detail. Thank you, children. That's all for today. Take care and stay blessed.